pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Anybody for public forum? Yes. Thanks. Dr. Joe Mateo.
I just wanted to say thank you to Chris. There she is behind me, as her retirement is up on the agenda tonight. I have been here for 20 years, got to work with her for all of that. She is definitely going to be missed. She's a very dedicated employee, so I just want to thank her publicly for all of that. Thank you.
Well said, and definitely agree. Next up, Mel Delaney.
Hi. So I just wanted to address the first budget proposal and just kind of give you my thoughts and ideas. So size matters. Small class size matters, an excellent deal for the schooling of the young children. So legally, we are restricted to not have more of a ratio of 9 students to 1 adult in pre-K. So as of right now, the current budget proposal for next year has a projected class size of 21.3.
Well, wait, can I interrupt you first of all? There has been no proposal right now. We are still discussing it. There has been no decision made, so
Yeah.
your information is not correct.
The projected proposal.
No.
So what is being discussed right now, the first budget proposal, the workshop that went out.
But there's been no proposal. These are things
Okay.
that were being discussed.
All right, during the first or the current budget workshop, there was a projected class size of 21.3 students per kindergarten class. So that means come September, only 10 weeks after these kids finish pre-K, the students would go from sharing 1 adult with 8 other kids to now competing with 21 other students for 1 adult attention. So I happened to be in the library yesterday while pre-K was there, and I watched as the teacher gently tried to correct students who were climbing and wandering and exploring. And I tried to imagine what it'd be like to have 4 or 5 more students added to that group and remove the aid. And in my opinion, having a class of over 20 students in kindergarten seems criminal to me. And I'm not alone. In 2022, Governor Hochul signed a New York City class size bill into law. So the new law caps class sizes at 20 students in kindergarten through grade 3 for New York City schools. Now, I was unable to find any scientific research that shows the benefits of larger class sizes, but there's a mountain of research that demonstrates the smaller classes, specifically with ratios about 1 teacher to 15 kids, how it boosts test scores, results in higher attendance, leads to improved behavior, greater classroom engagement, good social emotional needs, connection with the kids. So there have been decades of scientific research that support these findings. There are specific ones you'd like me to share them with you. In K through 2, we are responsible for not just educating these, but now we have social emotional different skills that we need to teach them, technology, how to behave. Some of the kids, it's their first time in a school, following rules and getting used to new stamina, regulations. So in addition to teaching, we are also trying to be mediators, nurses, cheerleaders, intervention specialists, counselors, etc. So having smaller class sizes doesn't just benefit the students, it also benefits the teacher. It has positive impacts on the school climate. I can share some of the evidence with you guys if you're interested. Now, I know the motivation to raise the class sizes and reduce staff comes from saving money in the budget. So I encourage you to look for other places to make these budget cuts. In the 18 years that I've been here in the district, gradually the class sizes and the student enrollment have decreased. The staff has gradually decreased. Our administration numbers have gone up. So if it is necessary to make staff reductions for next year, I urge you to look at departments where we have redundancy, not at the early elementary staff, Our youngest students are our future, and we need to give them the best chance at loving learning and to be successful. Thank you.
Thanks, Val. We need a motion for the acceptance of the consensus agenda. Motion, please. Ron, second. Kevin? Any questions? All in favor? Thanks. And then we have the CTE department with their presentation.
You're getting up.
I think I'm last on the thing. I'm number 12.
So first of all, let's do some introductions today. You know, everybody and what departments they're representing. So first we have Rachel Sylvester Summers. She got married in October, so her name has changed fairly recently. And she's our agriculture teacher. Nikki Banyard, you know, from being a parent for years, PTO president, aide, jack of all trades, has stepped into our facts department. And then we have Sean Maldy, and Sean is representing both himself and Dean in the business department tonight. And Dave is hanging there in the back, Dave Sawyer, and he is our coach for the prep team, but has come on board to finish out our technology for the remainder of the year. So he's been since January. So that's our department. Lisa's going to help me at the end talk about a few things. So I'm going to turn it right on over to the department. Rachel, you're up first.
Alrighty, so I am Rachel Summers, honored to stand before you guys today to share the remarkable journey of our classes and the invaluable experiences our students are gaining from our everyday. Our approach to educate is rooted in hands-on learning, where students are not merely recipients of information, but active participants in their own learning journey. And these are the classes that we are teaching. Mrs. Prade also teaches some other ag classes as well.
Yes, she's hired as a science teacher, but has helped us out with some of the classes that cross over.
I realized I wrote more of a speech than like an actual presentation. So this is just for you guys to kind of read. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. You guys can kind of just read that while I ramble on. One of our trademarks of our class is to integrate a real-world professionals who generously share their insights about their profession and guide students on pathways to achieve their career aspirations. From visits to farms like Trowbridge's to engage with professionals in classrooms such as DEC, and we had volunteer from New York CAMH that came down and talked about tractor safety, and then we're going to come back and talk about some other things. Our students are exposed to a variety of opportunities beyond the traditional book. Moreover, our classrooms serve as a dynamic hub where students interact with animals and engage in greenhouse activities. Study subjects like biology, mathematics, and environmental science, whether it's learning about plants and animal cells, studying plant life cycles, or mastering graph making skills. Our curriculum goes beyond specific subjects to offer a complete educational experience. Our classes cater not only to hands-on learners, but also critical thinkers. Students have the freedom to conduct their experiments, fostering creativity and innovation. You can hit the next one. So these are some of those moments. Students have been allowed to take charge of whole benches of plants in the greenhouse, ranging from vegetables to cactuses, and coming up with opportunities to set up different irrigation systems that are going to be needed for growing strawberries. We also have students that have shown a real interest in having their own experiments. So we have a student in the bottom left. He was really interested in growing plants. So I gave him 4 cuttings from a jewel houseplant, and his goal was to just get them as big as he could by the end of the school year. That's his favorite thing to do every single day. And then the plant science class, they have got to many opportunities to propagate a variety of plants, such as cactus, succulents, and yucca, where they had to decide as a class how far down to cut the tree to see where it would grow back big. A lot of people are very scared to cut plants back, but sometimes just got to chop it all off and start over. And they are very excited about this. I'm also proud to share the story of one student who explored the impact of fruit ripeness on seed germination, focusing mostly on mangoes. And we want to encourage students to use those opportunities, because they love doing those experiments that are more long-term, to integrate that with Ms. Hopkins' science research class. This demonstrates the depth and relevance of our curriculum across all levels. Collaboration is in the heart of our educational philosophy. Currently, we have the plant science class starting tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce, and peppers, with hopes of using those produce in the school cafeteria. Furthermore, we engage with students of all ages. My animal science/dairy science dairy herd management class is hosted in the Spaniards 3rd grade class many times. Teaching the students how to properly I didn't have that. Teaching the students how to properly handle and perform health checks on rabbits or pigs that students brought in. Actually, there's only one baby pig. The students. I don't know if any of you guys have, let alone feed it milk. So experiences like those are very important. And
I'm right next to her.
at the moment, we're celebrating Ag Literacy Week. Every day, the high school students or an ag class have been going down to elementary to read them a book about strawberries. On Friday, my 8th grade agri-science class will be reading to the whole 3rd grade an informational book they've been working on this week. For young children, this has sparked a lot of interest in the ag program that we have here at Peconic Hills. This inclusiveness not only nurtures a sense of community, but also instills a culture of support and encouragement among students of different ages. In conclusion, our classes represent more than just a curriculum. They embody a philosophy of experiential learning that empowers students to thrive academically, socially, and personally. I'm grateful for the unwavering support of the Board of Education and their innovational approaches to education, and look forward to continuing our journey of inspiration and empowering the next generation.
Wow.
I won't do that. Thank you. Are there any questions about any of that stuff?
That's all good stuff.
Mr. Mulvey. Oh, what an act to follow.
I know, seriously. Good luck.
Good evening, how you doing? My name is Sean Mulvey, and Mr. Atwood and I representing the business department, and we're working with the students from the 6th grade right through the 12th grade, and we've been fortunate enough to have the courses that really have a lot to do with the day-to-day lives that the kids will be involved in as they get older. We're looking at the retail class. We've been working a lot with that and showing them the day-to-day operational aspects of every portion of the business model, from writing a business plan right through hiring and what to do with their employees while they have them on site. The 6th grade students we've been working with on there's an EverFi financial literacy software program where there's a broad view or a broad outlook of where financial planning and how to control spending, excuse me, and things of that nature for them to look into, because as each year goes on, they'll be getting more and more into it. Right now, we have the high school students who are in the financial decision-making class, who've gone through their career class and financial planning, excuse me. And now they're looking at the financial decision-making. So we're taking them through, we've showed them where they can, how to get a job, where they can work, what their interests are. And now we're looking at, now that you have a job or now you're looking to get a job, how do you control your spending or be able to afford the necessities of life? And Mr. Atwood wanted me to also talk about how we have, our students are eligible to receive college credit through several of the classes, the accounting class that Mr. Atwood teaches, also an entrepreneur class. You showed me on this one. Right now, we're going through and we're getting ready to go to the next level of what we're doing with and looking at classes to expose the kids to more business opportunities, and also looking at things with their college choices, or if they go into the trades, which is another important field that we're exposing the kids to. Excuse me. Guess I'm a little nervous on this one.
You're doing fine.
On a personal note, I'd like to say it's been a great opportunity working with the students in the district here. They're not as challenging as far as behavioral issues as far as where I've come from in the past. But great group of kids, and I look forward to seeing them grow and flourish in their studies. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a couple of questions.
Okay. I thought I was gonna get away.
Rachel was too thorough, no
So the
questions.
financial literacy,
Yes.
we do it in 7th grade. Do we reintroduce that, like, as they're going off to college? Like, because I know, like, when they go to college, they get all these requests for, hey, sign up for this credit card. I mean, and
Oh, that's
they
my
all
favorite.
fall into that trap. Like,
That's one of my favorite things to talk about because
literally, they all.
I
fall
got
into
hit with
trap.
that one. When I was cover that within that, we cover the credit cards, responsible credit.
But it's at 7th grade we're doing that, right? I mean.
Yes, it's part of the
do
7th
we
grade
introduce
curriculum.
it later on, like before they're, before they.
Oh,
go
we
out
do
the
it in
door?
7th grade, but we also do it in the financial decision making and
Okay.
also in the career and financial management.
Okay.
Honestly, I try to mention that as much as possible because
Absolutely. Me
as
too.
the minute you turn 18 or close to 18, your mailbox becomes flooded with that.
Exactly.
So I think that's one of the most important things that we talk about with the kids.
And how many students do we have that are in our business classes?
Um,
Roughly, I mean, an average.
I would say that we're averaging somewhere in the neighborhood of 11 at this stage,
All right.
with the lower grade levels being larger, but the higher grade levels, it's
Yeah.
working out to about 11.
Understood. Yep, that's it. That's all the questions I had. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Thank you.
Okay, just my turn. So most of you know who I am. I do teach food and nutrition, piggybacked by Global and Gourmet. I have 4 classes of those. I have about 55 students altogether between the 4 classes. The other ones I teach are lifespan and parenting. That one seems to slowly be dwindling because I had boys in the class who were not comfortable being in parenting as the only boy in the class, so they left. He left, and I can't blame him because our conversations get a little intense. And then I have a 6th grade CTE class. Right now we're into the Global and Gourmet. The kids are loving their lives. They get to cook all the time. Yesterday we made scones, which some people realize they really need to learn to read recipes a little bit better. So we're teaching a little comprehension because they realize they did a lot of things wrong because, we only read part of the Tomorrow we start making penne carbonara. I'm trying to teach the kids that they can eat well, even though it sounds fancy, it really isn't. It's good food. They made jambalaya at the beginning of the semester, and this is them making jambalaya. And they couldn't believe how easy it actually was and how few things they really needed. And this class in particular is all my juniors and seniors, and most of them will be going off to college within the next year or so, and they will know how to cook. As my current college student has learned, he can't afford DoorDash every night of the week, and he has learned and taught himself how to cook on top of what I had taught him. They love it. We were eating jambalaya at 9:30 in the morning, and they don't care. They think it's great. My parenting kids, I came to learn very early on that they are not book people. They are not test takers. They cannot handle those things. So the majority of what we do is hands-on. They made paper roses for Valentine's Day. They were making arts and crafts. That's one of the projects they're gonna have to do, is teach the class how to make a specific art and craft that they would do with their kids. The bottom corner is they had to make word clouds about what it takes to be a good parent, to help foster your child cognitively, physically, emotionally, psychologically, all those things. And they did a great job with that. They're all hanging up in my room. They're learning math, how to make conversions. This is, by the way, this is Otis. He's not actually in my class, but he smelled the food and wanted to come in and just continue to help cook, so I said, why not? There's always leftovers in the fridge. Buildings and Grounds got to have French onion soup last week. I apologize for the smell, guys. So there's always leftovers. Please feel free to come eat. They're learning math. They're learning reading comprehension. They're learning a lot about international cuisines and things they didn't know. They didn't know that margarita pizza was representative of the Italian flag. There's just, it's amazing what they don't know that we assume they know. They're learning how to do laundry, which most of them do not know how to do. Because I have a washer and dryer and they have to wash their rags and clean their stuff and clean their, so yeah, it's a great time, and I'm learning along with them, thanks to the support of Dr. Gardner and Superintendent Brenger and Mrs. Cardillo. I am registered for summer classes to gain more education myself for these classes. I am also very fortunate enough to know the majority of the students that I have well before I got into the classroom. Many of them have been my help. So it was, for me, a really pretty easy transition going from aide to teaching all these lovely kids. So that's that.
Seems like a really great class, so.
Good times. We had fun.
Thanks. Mine's not gonna be even that long. I don't know.
First of all, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here for the, till the end of June, to help out with technology, to give some of the students some hands-on, some learning of how to do home repairs, construction repairs, many other little things we're going through. It's just, I'm not used to this. This is like teaching my first period class. I even have one of my students here now. Everybody's always so quiet that period. So the other ones are kind of getting better, but things that have been helping with the students is the electrical class. As you see on this wall here, I had the second period class that's just construction. We had some old lumber in the back. We had them frame up a wall. So our second period or first period class and then drill the holes and run our wires for our ground fault system on the bottom and the light switch on top. Now, the next project they're going to do is now convert that into a three-way switch. You know, something they can actually use later on, everybody can use on. And then the other classes, once we get done with that, we're going to actually take that and put some sheetrock on it, teach them how to patch some holes and fix the holes and things like that. And my fourth period class, we're looking for something to do in the meantime for lumber to come through. And I found some lumber in the backyard, in the back shop there, and they cut it all down to make birdhouses for the sixth CTE class. So I'm using one class to help out another class to make projects forward like that. And the other classes were actually, they're building houses. In the construction class, they'll be building house. We didn't have time to do concrete, so I got a surprise visit the other day from our superintendent. She walked in as I was scolding somebody for not closing the cabinet door. But the orange is actually the footing, and there's underneath that you'll see some white would be actually the foundation, teaching them how to, the steps on how to make and do home repairs, the round up construction. So it's all it's a new learning curve for me as well. One thing I did find is about this thing is the behavior has become tremendously better in the past 2 to 3 weeks when they're all getting that hands-on. And I even had one of the best experience I had today, and one of the kids came up to me and says, you know, and was kind of a trouble person in the beginning, says, you know, this is really kind of fun. like building a puzzle. I said, and they said, yeah, the puzzle out of your own mind. Now you're building what your own thoughts are. So we're really, you know, it is a lot of fun, and I will tell you, you have a lot of support given to me by the whole staff. Everybody's come to me, whether it's science, whether whoever it is, principals, Sandra, everybody. So, I mean, thank you. And thank you again for the opportunity. And again, probably be seeing you this in a couple of weeks, probably.
Probably,
Taking some pictures again. So, all right. So everybody's more than welcome to come. We'll share our schedule. So you have my
You
email.
have to email me.
Okay. So, any questions for me?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment, just for all of you. You know, all of your talents are, with this hands-on, these are things that I've been looking to have happen here. So thank you all for doing this. Our kids, I think, need to learn. These are everyday, like you said, these are everyday things that they need to know. Or they may not need to know, but when they get out there in the world, they'll say, oh, I remember that when I was in whatever grade. And so I think what you do is really important to our kids when they leave here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the last slide, Lisa and I are going to talk a little bit about. These are some challenges and thoughts and future steps that we have. So I think you're well aware of the challenges of coming up with certified. So we have been working on that for several years to do that. And some of the ways we do that is growing our own. So Nikki and Dave are prime examples of that. Where, there are people in the community, some in Nikki's case, already working in the school district with some strong skill sets in these areas and really working to support them to get the certifications they need so that they can become permanent in the positions and grow the programs. So transition causes a little bit of flux in programming, and we really want to stabilize that program. So looking to continue to work on it. You want to hit geographic?
Sure, we all know where we are, and so we are not too far from the capital region, but the reality is some people don't like driving, and so I think that because of where we're located, we have been very creative with what we've done with our staffing. I think that's been extremely important. I think that we're fortunate that we can provide extra supports for kids and provide them some other opportunities besides what we can provide in-house. There are a lot of different virtual work-based learning experiences, but we're trying to get our kids out to more career and trade shows as well. So like I know that I volunteered to take the kids up to the capital region in April for them to see what else is out there so they can learn and see what opportunities exist for them. So trying to get them as much exposure as we can, both within our towns, but also a little bit outside of our area just so they can see. We do have some students that are working on some work-based learning this year. They're going for the CDOS diploma, so making sure that they have those work-based hours. So with the CSE office, with Dr. Gardner's office, myself, and then some staff members, we've been working to make sure that we're providing them with those opportunities as well, so we can cross that stage one way or another come June.
I would strongly encourage the board to consider the work-based learning coordinator position. At this time, I'm serving at it, and my certification, because I'm so old, that I'm really out of date on what new rights are and everything. So we lost our work-based coordinator several years ago, and we really need to put a plan in place to replace that position. With that, we want to be responsive to our industry changes, so we're constantly looking at our coursework and updating that. I believe with stabilization, we'll become even stronger with that.
So one of the changes that I like is, because I'm biased, I love CTE, I was a CTE teacher for years, is that I think that our middle school kids need to be middle school kids. And so right now, they have CTE exposure in 6th grade, and then they didn't have it until 8th grade, and they were choosing what high school elective classes they wanted to take. And so one of the changes that we're making for next year is that we're going to add a wheel back in for either the 7th or the 8th grade, because
I think that it's important that we provide those with those different types of exposures. So then they can have that option to really make an informed decision of what high school elective they do want to take. So we're not just forcing them down a pathway because it fits into their schedule. They have that full 2 years essentially of experience before they make that decision. So I think that that's going to be a positive change for both the CTE department, but also the students as a whole, to have more of that exposure. So then when they get to those high school electives, they're ready for those high school electives. I think it'll give the teachers a little bit more freedom and flexibility. Because middle school, you're also balancing those behaviors. And so, if we can get them that wheel experience for 2 years and then they have that actual classroom, then they're ready to go once they get to their 9th grade. So those are some of the changes that we're looking at.
We really hope they can find their passion by the time they enter high school. And that way they can do their 2 years of CTE and go into BOCES program if that's the way they want to go, but they also can mirror that with their college level courses if they want to go more of a vet science or a engineering pathway. So hoping that works out really well. We're excited about that change. And I would just ask the board, as you look at your next capital improvement project, to really pay attention to the technology and the business spaces. Those spaces have not been updated in a very, very long time. So some of the equipment in the shop area is outdated and does not have the safety features. We need to look at that space and design it appropriately. In the business spaces, we're not competitive right now with other school districts in the active engagement and we play with furniture space, the stock market ticker that you see in some of the high schools around here. So just really, that's the areas I would want to focus in the capital. Any questions for us?
This is all good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you just look to the website again?
Can we turn like the light just a little bit back?
On.
I'm just, I can't, I need some light. I can't take this darkness. Whoa.
Good.
All right, thank you. All right, then we have the budget workshop number 2.
Yes, so welcome everybody, number 2. We had our first budget workshop on March 6th. I'm kind of just following the path that it has been going every single year. So that projected enrollment screen, if you scroll down, Alexis, this is all on the 24-25 budget section of the website. There are dates that correspond with the PDFs. I update this in real time. So the projected class size average, that's been updated as of today, and I'll include that in my slide.
Do we have this, Ashley? Did you give us this paperwork?
Some slides.
You have the slides I'm going to go over.
Okay, gotcha.
So tonight, we're just going to do an enrollment update, which is the projected class sizes, payroll and benefits, BOCES expenses, and then I'm just going to touch on some things that are TBD at this point. And then I'll give you guys a state aid update at the end.
Okay, so last time we had talked about different options in regard to our enrollment and our projected enrollment. And I have mentioned that on average, when we look at the trend data over the last few years and the ups and downs monthly, it's averages about 9 students per grade level. That's the average. And then in doing just a deeper dive, one of our concerns was, as you know, we have some of our positions that have currently been paid for out of the CARES Act, and that money is going away. And so we've been trying to think about what can we afford to keep and maintain in our general fund, which is really important to us. We do understand the importance and significance of small class sizes, smaller class sizes, and how that can benefit our students. I do have to say Taconic Hills is very lucky. I've never worked in a school district that had on average class sizes that were this low. So that's really to be commended that this has been able to occur over the years. When we looked a little bit deeper into kindergarten and looked at how many students tend to enroll over the summer as opposed to right now during this time,
we realized that beyond the average of 9, we really have to even include a range from 9 to 20 because it depends on each year how many we've gotten, and that was about the average. So we made sure to include to maintain 4 teachers in kindergarten so that we can keep that class size where it is. And we have had part-time aides in each of those classrooms, and that will continue to be in place. I just want to mention that, many schools, because of the foundation aid, are going into what might be called a fiscal cliff. As I mentioned, the COVID grants are ending. We have to find ways to maintain what we can. We are prioritizing, as you know, through our discussions, people over programs and things. And we are proud that at this point, we do feel that we can maintain what we currently have. Many area districts, unfortunately, are having to cut because, as you know, we have to plan assuming that the Save Harmless is gone, and this district is slated to lose $2.8 million per year, which is 7% of our overall budget. Because we've been so financially savvy, we are fortunate. And so just another reminder too, that as these decisions are made and finalized, we will continue to update these documents, as Ashley said, and of course, communicate with faculty and staff in our community. Are there any questions?
No. Typically in the beginning of March, this was presented year after year after year, and you would see a lot of red down the right-hand side. That is just what it could be. It's just a snapshot in time. Then decisions happen every day. Everything, when you're in the budget process, things change every single day. So I just want everyone to understand that it changes.
And I do want to add that this year is the first time for so many of us to be working together on this, and also to have such a hard hit to our district. So I do want to commend everybody because these decisions have not been made in isolation. They've been made with administration and heads of departments, and we've had some really hard conversations. Always, though, maintaining that at the end of the day, we're looking to stay as closely as we can to anything that least impacts our students in the classroom, and that has been our priority across the board.
As it should be.
Agreed.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through payroll and benefits. You guys do have that in front of you because I know it's a little small. This is on the website. It will be continued, updated as things change. If anything changes, which we hope health insurance will change at the top. Right now, there's a 14% increase for health insurance and a 13% increase for prescription. That's projected. The rates will come out Friday, the final rates. This time last year, it was about the same projection, and then we only had the 3% increase on the health insurance. So I'm really hoping that happens again. Dental insurance, we don't have any projection. Seeing that we are getting an increase of health insurance buyout. Faculty and MMA coming on that are still, under maybe their parents' insurance or things like that. So we are seeing an increase in the health insurance buyout. Workers' comp is down a little bit this year, which is good. You'll see TRS and ERS are going to increase, and I'll go through that in April a little bit more. Stipends, salaries, you see the increase. This is just based on the contractual increases. We're about to start negotiations with the faculty association, so we don't see anything in there. Stipends, aquatic center, and other payroll, that's about the same for this year. Retiree benefits, shockingly, there's a $2 difference between the health insurance from last year to this year, which is basically just retiree or people retiring and then coming right back onto our health insurance. So it's kind of a wash. But we do have 254 retirees that take our health insurance and about 206 or 7 active employees. So we are insuring retirees. And we have some retirees that pay 7%, and then we have some that pay 20%. So there's a huge fluctuation there. Now on the big paper, BOCES. So I won't go line by line, but overall, I will say that this entire document, at the bottom, you'll see the increase. The top section here in yellow is any of our business office or board programs that we purchase. So new to this year is our board docs and ES&S election system. So everyone, I'm pretty sure, is aware that the Columbia County Board of Elections notified us in the fall that they would not be providing a machine for us next year. We scrambled, we did quotes. Alexis reached out to the other district clerks in the area, and the decision among all the other clerks was they were just going to buy their own.
Do they know, why did they do that? Do we know why?
You said with the primaries.
Oh, I see, okay.
So we did decide to purchase our own. There is a fee to maintain that. We are able to get our ballots printed through them. So we do have the machine here. She's very pretty. And we have her secure right now.
Yes,
going down to the blue, these are all of the software and purchases that we have through Capital Region BOCES.
What is E-rate cap?
E-rate, John?
That's 220%.
So E-rate is a program that it's every other year.
Well, this is talking about the internet, and BOCES takes our category 1 E-rate money directly. So what we deal with that I talked about last month was category 2. So category 1 is for internet connection, basically. The federal government pays for it.
Okay. Oh, so it's fundable or
it's
aidable.
Yes.
That's what I meant. Aidable. Sorry.
We are trying as best as we can with software and other programs to, funnel it through BOCES. So we do get the aid on that. That was one of the ASBO webinars in the beginning when Foundation Aid came out. They, basically said you need to take advantage of all the services that you can cross contract with BOCES. So you do receive the aid on that. Central administration and rent to schools, we are a partner with Quest R3, so we do owe them money each year. It's gone down a little bit, and it's based on our WADA, which is our daily attendance. We keep going down, we get to the purpley pink here. These are some of the general ed services that we purchase through them as well. BARD, TASK, which is the GED program, alternative learning program. And then the green section is for the programs through BOCES that we talked about on March 6th and GEMS budget. So those are students that attend other there.
Most of that's aidable, correct, in the green?
Say that again?
It's most of the stuff in the green is aidable, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So our CTE, Tech Valley, and VOTEC, we pay a flat rate, and that's based on a 5-year rolling average. So the first year rolled off, so now we're paying a little bit more. The average student's about 46 students, so there is an increase there. And the yellow highlighted, that's just a placeholder for me. There are a couple of things that we're still waiting on from BOCES. Some of the cross contracts haven't come out yet. I have asked for some just tentative quotes, but I'm still waiting on that. In the bottom, in the blue, where it's highlighted, that's part of John's budget that we're still working on, figuring out some of our software purchases for next year. And also with that is the equipment purchases that we talked about on March 6th, the upgrades to the camera system, laptops, smart boards, so that's all built in there. And then our printer leases are also the 70,000 that's due next year. Any questions on BOCES?
There is one thing, Ashley, so the total budget is 3,172,000, so what percentage of that is aidable?
So anything that we pay through BOCES is aidable.
All of that is?
Yes.
Okay.
So some of the areas that are to be determined, like I said, the health insurance will be released on Friday. There's a webinar I'll be attending. So as soon as I get those rates, I'll update that projected health insurance and put that on the website. The THFA contract, we will begin in April. Final state aid, hopefully before Easter. Any additional retirements and special education placements or needs. Right now, they are in annual reviews for special ed, so hopefully within the next month or so, we'll be able to finalize the BOCES placements and also any of the tuition costs for special ed. And just a quick state aid update. I know all the board members have seen this, but NYSBA did release a statement that the Senate and the Assembly released their one house budget proposals. I gave you guys a cheat sheet. Can I feel it? Thank you. Both houses propose to restore all the Save Harmless Foundation aid cuts, proposed adjustment to the foundation aid formula inflation, provide a minimum of 3% foundation aid increase for all the districts, allocating $1 million to SED to study the foundation aid formula, and funding universal school meals for all schools. There's more on the bottom, but I highlighted what they both agreed on at this point. Just what's up next, we'll have another budget committee meeting and a workshop on the 10th. So it's not attached to a board meeting, but anybody is encouraged to come. April 23rd will be the final budget workshop, and also we will hopefully adopt the proposed budget.
What is BOCES?
BOCES is a cooperative services, so you request R3. So we are part of their cooperative services. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like SOTEC, CTE, New Visions, it's all through.
Like funding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Ashley. And can we just turn the lights on?
Yes.
On it, because this darkness kills me. Ooh, I'm okay with that. The darkness, I can't.
I missed the normal message.
Okay, superintendent report?
Okay, I feel like I have a lot of exciting things to share, but I'll try to be brief. Bonnie and Rick and I met with our Senator Michelle Hinchy March 1st. We also had gone to Lobby Day and were able to share and discuss our concerns about foundation aid along with many other school districts. Taconic Hills was invited, superintendent and board members, to a press conference on Friday and a press release that Senator Hinchy's office will be doing. So I'll be attending that, and Bonnie will be as well. So that's a great opportunity for us and important that
Hopefully somebody else will join us, any other board members?
We're getting the opportunity to advocate, and they really hear and are supporting our needs and understand the position that this puts us in as a small rural district. I had the opportunity in the beginning of March to attend the Superintendent Winter Institute, and that was a great opportunity not only to network, but to get to attend different sessions about science of reading. I also got to go to a new superintendent's opportunity on Sunday before it started. There were some great speakers, so I'm very thankful to have gone to that. We had a successful conference day. It was a countywide conference day this past Friday. Our teachers have a lot of opportunities. We are still collecting feedback on how that day was, but a couple highlights so far from everybody was that we had Grant Chandler here. Well, he was virtual, but talked about compassion and caring for our students. And then also some people participated in a BOCES virtual seminar. So those were two highlights so far of everything that people got to do. I'm happy that we announced our valedictorian Isabella Gazzola and salutatorian Ryan Sigler. Ms. Cardillo and I were able to meet with both of them to congratulate them, and we made a district-wide announcement, and a more formal public announcement with biographies will be made soon. So congratulations to them. Today I met with Dr. Gardner and Assistant Principal Goodwin with Bard College just to hear about their program and what that offers our students, which was really exciting. And also we've mentioned strategic planning this year. We will be looking for stakeholder involvement in that. And our dates with Blueprint, the company we're using to help us with that, will be August 5th and 14th. So we'll soon be looking for a team to be a part of that. There's been so many events going on. We had athletic awards. The Oklahoma production was phenomenal. All County Music Festival was hosted here, and that was a wonderful evening. I did attend Cosmic Bowling, and I even got to see about 3 strikes, so that was impressive. And last night I attended the concert for 3rd and 4th grade, and that was wonderful. And I listened and thought, oh, that's my favorite song. And I looked and realized that Mrs. Hilliard had written the song herself. So it was wonderful. And then we just have some more things, such as music in our schools at the Empire State Plaza tomorrow. Some of our students will be performing. I have another Questar superintendent meeting coming up. Next week we have the grade 1 and 2 concert, which will be fun. And also we are starting our faculty negotiations. Our first meeting for that will be on April 9th, and we're going to be using interest bargaining for some of that, which is really exciting to do. And I do want to congratulate Allie Conway, because she is a senior who participated last weekend in the Greater Capital Region Science and Engineering Fair, and she had shared a poster of her research. And the fair gives out about 30 awards, and she received one for American Psychological Association Award for outstanding research in psychology. So that's very exciting. And I just also wanted to again thank our director, Rebecca Miller, and assistant director Logan Savage for all the work they did with our students on Oklahoma. It really was, it felt like we were watching a professional show. It was great. And then one more quick update too. So far we've had 45 families register. 35 of those are complete registrations for pre-K. So we have, that's really moving along well this year. And March 27th, next week, we'll have a pre-K event for families. So,
Lots of great things. Okay, we have a student liaison report.
I'm very honored and grateful to be here. Just want to make sure that's known. First off, Nikki B., the Spaniard, gave a great presentation. And as a student, I can say that I have experienced like some of her students coming into the classroom with jambalaya or whatever, and I tried the jambalaya. It was really good.
Thanks,
yeah, it was awesome. Duncan Kirkwood, there's an assembly, and he gave great presentation, the 3 Ps, and the main message that he wanted to get across was, don't quit. Gotta keep getting up even when you're pushed down, and persevere.
What's the 3 Ps?
Purpose, perseverance, poltergeist.
Poltergeist?
Yeah, to be honest, I only know 2 of them, so.
Passion. I like closing it.
Okay.
Yeah, so then the town hall meetings, there's one each month. The first one was about self-management. Second one, responsible decision-making. And the one coming up soon is self-awareness. So yeah, excited for that. The library, yeah. The library is a hot spot for students and displays to promote inclusion and acceptance. An example of this is bananagrams. There was like this huge fiasco, like competition in bananagrams. I personally wasn't part of it, but there was a lot of hype going around the school.
I saw the post on Facebook. What is bananagrams? Is it like Scrabble?
It's a head-to-head Scrabble.
Yeah.
Without the map.
It was fun.
Banana.
It was a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lost the first round of 5.
Oh,
So it was very impressive, but it was double elimination, so.
I bought it after watching it for the first time.
It was fun, there were 32 people playing.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Wow.
I
that's
lost in the
awesome.
first round too.
The library is a very exciting place to be, you're right. Every time I go there, it's always got some great stuff going on
Yeah,
there.
for sure. Board games, all that. Yeah, and the next thing I got for you is the musical, which Miss Brunger already covered. I'm sorry. And yeah, part of the cast, Miss Miller is really just like a great shining individual, and she really makes everyone in the cast feel very included, and she's just great at what she does. She's been playing the piano for 44 years. And Mr. Savage, he's great too. I want to not mention him. And there was the spelling. 5 students went out to Marist College and participated in the spelling bee. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it, but wanted to touch on that. And there's an upcoming presentation on no vaping and no bullying. But yeah, I don't know. It's a dark path to go down. I haven't experienced it personally, either one. A little bit of bullying, but I've seen people go down the path of vaping. It's not pretty. And I wanted to say something about the dodgeball tournament that happened. It was so much fun to see some of the teachers like getting in there, and they're getting really competitive too. Like, I was a little secured of the teachers for the first time.
Listen, you all left me out to dry twice. You left twice.
Snow White and the 7 dorks.
Snow White and the 5 dorks.
5 dorks. Yeah. Great. And then track practice starting up the season, going great so far. Pretty brutal, but
Your track? What do you do?
yeah, I'm trying to get into 100, 200, 400.
Nice.
We'll see how that turns out.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you. That's all I got for everybody. Thank you.
Thanks,
for
Kurt.
listening.
Okay, we have the audit committee report. Joe?
Well, we met for the 3rd meeting of the year and are in the process of the budget cycle. The federal state law draft report was returned from RBT. There was one compliance finding that was also cited in the final audit in November. There's no additional corrective action plans needed at this time. Interest earnings from February were $1,316,869. This time last year, $988,050. Negotiations with the Faculty Association will begin in April.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Board of Education member activity reports. I'm going to start with Kevin because last time he didn't like that I left him for last.
I made it off the couch.
Okay.
That's about as much as I could say.
So I went to the Cosmic Bowling, which Lynette mentioned. It was really cool. I was watching them play and I saw them like putting their holes in these balls and I'm like, what kind of, so they're really like spongy balls, but they had the bowling. It was really cool. I don't know. It was hard to see in there. It was dark and I couldn't get in. I kept trying to get in all the doors and somebody had to let me in. But anyway, it was a cool experience. I just want to mention the workshop that we had. It was the letters training. It was really a great workshop. I know that Joe really enjoyed it as well. So I just wanted to again say thank you to the presenters, the Questar people, and then we had Sean Round, Beth Flores was here, and they did an amazing job with that workshop. We had the people, Healthy Kids come. I know I'm stealing some of Rick's thunder there, but we came and did a walkthrough. They seem very optimistic that we can make this probably work. That leads me into my next topic. We met with Michelle Hinchy privately, not at Lobby Day. We met with her in Kingston in her office, and she was very excited with this project, and she's really eager to help us try to get this off the ground, contacting agencies that we need to contact to make this work. So I think she's going to be a great partner for us as a school district. She's already reached out to us wanting us to come to this press conference tomorrow, so I think it's really a great step in the right direction for our school district. And that's all I got.
For me, I think
Friday, I'm sorry. I keep saying tomorrow. Friday, sorry.
it was really just the workshop for me.
Well, the workshop, after all these years, I finally understand a little better of phonics than I did in second grade. And I came out of hibernation and I went to the elementary concert last night, and what Miss Hilliard and Miss Miller do with these kids and everyone else that participated in it, to watch all these kids organized, except the one was really, really into it. But the kids, just watching the little kids is just so rewarding for what we do at Taconic Hills here.
Oklahoma blew it out of the water for me. And I've seen many musicals here, but that was incredible. Genuinely impressed. So
Now I'm so mad I
so
didn't
happy.
make it.
It was Margaret and I went, and we were laughing the entire time. I mean,
Aw.
just smiling the whole time.
I have nothing to add. I wish I saw Oklahoma. I'm sorry, Curran. I heard it was fantastic. And all the kids have your enthusiasm, and I'm sure it was fantastic.
I was gonna start, I went in order. I went to the athletic awards, and I wanted to say that the coaches and their speeches were so moving, and you see how inspired the kids are, how connected everyone is. It's really a beautiful night. I saw Oklahoma, and Curran, you did a fabulous job. Congratulations. It was really, really great. I even told one of my clients who's like almost 90, and she was trying to go the next night, but she couldn't get someone to go with her. It was so stellar, and congratulations to everybody that was a part of that. The reading, the workshop on reading was really interesting, so thank you for bringing that. We learned all the components, thank you, Sandra, that go into it, and how it's really multifaceted, so that was interesting. Let's see, what else? Oh, and I wanted to say, because I was looking at the agenda, I'm excited about the field trips we have coming up that we're going to be approving, hopefully. I think it's really great to have these young kids going on these field trips with so many cool areas around us. And on that note, there's a new Pathways coordinator for PS21, which is a performance space in Chatham, and they want to do more community outreach, more engagement with community, have field trips come there, and even workshops for kids. So I'm hoping we could maybe jump on that bandwagon with somebody. That might be a brand new program, even Pathways coordinator there. Yeah, so I was going to try to make it to the thing tomorrow morning in Albany, but actually I can't make it to that music thing. But it's a great month.
What about Friday? Can you make Friday?
So I just heard about it now. What time is that happening?
3:15 Kingston.
3:15.
Right now it's only me and Lynette, but it would be great if I could get one more board member.
If I'm gonna try to, I just have to cancel a few clients, but I could maybe move them.
Okay.
So it's
Thanks.
3:15 Kingston.
Yeah.
And we meet with her personally?
She's gonna be holding a press conference, so she just wants to,
Oh, like have some,
yeah.
oh, nice, okay, oh, okay.
And she's gonna discuss the foundation aid
Oh, okay.
situation.
Okay, I'll see what I can do, I'll let you know.
Thank you. Okay, Rick.
So you may have heard the name Senator Hinchy tonight already, more than once, but
Lynette and Bonnie are right. I think that she's going to be a big help to us in a lot of things. We've met several times with both the senator and her staff, her chief of staff, and also now I had a virtual meeting with her special projects coordinator, who's taken a real interest in doing what they can do to help us with the daycare and with the affordable housing. So we've given them some things that we need to have researched. They're going to work on it, as we will as well. Update on the daycare, it is moving along. We suffered a little bit of a setback in January when the original daycare provider we were hoping to go with disappeared, and apparently is no longer interested. So we were lucky enough to make contact with Healthy Kids out of Poughkeepsie, who is one of the largest daycare providers in the state, and they have done exactly what we are trying to do here in the town of Webb Union School District up in the North Country, someplace where it snows a lot. And they have been a huge help to us. We're meeting again with them on April 1st here in the building. They're bringing along an OCFS inspector, and they're very positive that we can get done what we want to get done. So we look forward to coming up with a plan that we can bring to the board for approval. I'm not forgetting about that. We will have to bring it to the board for approval. And we'll go from there, but it's looking very positive.
Do you know what age group what age they would start at, how young they can be? The new police, the Poughkeepsie one.
Poughkeepsie one is recommending, right now, I think 19 months or 18 months to through 3 years. Or through fourth?
Yeah, till 3.
Yeah.
That will go right into our pre-K program because the other one we were talking to, there would have been a year break because they only went up to 3-year-olds. So there would have been a break between the 3-year-olds and the 4-year-olds into our program, the Head Start. So even that other program wasn't like quite, this one will continue and it will go right into what we already have, which is good.
And that's not to say that they won't do infants, but just not, at least not in the first.
I don't think
go around,
grades
the first
starting,
year.
only because to do the infants, they have to have extra training, and I think they want to make sure that they can staff it, right? I mean, I think that's probably most of their concern, and they have to have extra training and that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about the infants particularly, but that sounds good that you know,
Yeah.
that gap.
Okay, next up, we need a motion to go in executive session. Ron, Joe, all in favor? All right, we're gonna leave, so we're not gonna make them leave. We're just gonna go in the hallway here. Not the hallway, we're gonna run.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I heard they had a problem.
They had a problem.
Okay. But then
You know, the last time.
Yeah, and then they got, they had it up and then they got it.
I know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
I didn't have that extra grocery.
Oh, yeah. Okay, do we have everyone here? Oh, no. Hey, Rick, this paper will be good for the legislative committee. The one with all of the stuff that they're talking about in the state. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna start with new business. We have some donations. I need a motion for the approval of the donation from the Berkshire Taconic Community Foundation for backpack funds. Got a motion, Molly. Second, Margaret. All, any questions? All in favor? Okay, thank you. The policies, so we have first read on that big long list there. Policy committee's been working really hard to catch up on some of these policies and get them done. And then we have the second read, so we'll need a motion for the second read because these will be adopted after tonight. So I need a motion. Alicia, second. Kevin, any questions on the policies that were adopted? All in favor? Thank you. All right, so now we're gonna combine all of the field trips. So I need a motion for this grade 2 field trip to the Berkshire Museum. I need a motion for the pre-K field trip for the Hancock Shaker Village and the high school drama club field trip to Shakespeare and Company in Lennox. So motion, please. Heidi, second. Joe, any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Okay, so I need a motion. We're amending the district calendar, and the amendment is every year we do this because we always forget about Questar always has their vote on, so we always have to have our meeting before the vote because we have to give them our vote on the people. So we're doing that again this year. So can I have a motion, please? Joe, second. Molly, any questions?
The number and the date.
The date was the 20, what was the?
23rd, changing to Tuesday the 22nd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor? Thank you. Payroll schedule, any motion for that? Kevin, second. Alicia, any questions? All in favor? Thank you. We're disposing of folder inserter in battery, APC battery backup. I need a motion, please. Alicia, second. Joe, any questions?
What's a folder inserter?
That big machine over there that used to fold all the tax bills that never worked
Oh.
anymore, and the little one next to it is the one we use now,
Ah,
that we got a few years ago, and they don't make the parts for the big one anymore to replace it, because we've had it forever.
Oh,
So we're
nice.
finally disposing it.
I wasn't expecting an answer, but I was waiting.
You got a visual with it.
All in favor? Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to accept the $176. Motion, please. Alicia, second. Kevin, any questions? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Now we have approval of the guidance plan for next school year. Motion, please. Margaret, second. Molly? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, so now I need a motion for an independent contractor agreement with Doug Kelly. Can I have a motion, please? Rick, second. Joe, any questions? All in favor? Thank you. I need a motion for consultant services. And is her name Little?
Lytle.
Lytle. Motion, please. Kevin, second. Joe? Any questions?
Yeah, I had a question. I was looking at the paperwork, but I guess I didn't look deeply enough. What exactly was she helping us with?
She is going to work with our data coordinator and analyst, just some mentoring and coaching, and just to make sure that we're doing everything that we need to do to record everything properly through the state, right? And just kind of go over everything as we transition, just extra support.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor? Thank you. So we are entering agreement with Wesley Wade, reimbursement of parent-provided transportation. Can I have a motion, please? Joe, second. Kevin, any questions? All right, so now we have Hawthorne Valley. Those are the teams that are going to combine students. Motion, please. Margaret, second. Kevin, and I already know what question's going to be asked. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
I already know.
No Taconic Hills kid gets denied playing a spot, right? Before any other kid comes on. That's all I got.
All in favor? So I need a motion to approve the continuing education course of beginner math Pilates. Can I have a motion, please? Margaret?
I want to try that.
Second? Heidi? Any questions on that?
How beginner are we talking?
It said beginner, I read it. $100.
Beginner.
Ron, come with us.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's go do it.
That'll be funny.
Ron, if you're going, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be on YouTube.
All in favor? Okay, the personnel agenda, we're just gonna make a motion, so that's really A through L. So I need a motion first, please. Kevin, sorry.
What's Joe saying no to be?
Well, I'm just making a motion first. I need a second. Joe's a second. Okay. So now we're gonna go through it, right? All right, so we have the retirement of Chris Costa. She's been here almost 25 years.
No.
I agree.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Thank you for your service to the district and congratulations, and I hope you enjoy retirement life.
Thank
I'm
you
sure you
for
will.
all your support in these trying times that I've been through. And thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you. Enjoy life now.
I plan on it. Plan on it.
And take care of your better half, remember that.
You're gonna sub, right?
No.
No?
Volunteer for free?
Oh, I'll volunteer.
Okay, and then what else we got that, also we have a head cook, Nancy Kraft Hoffman.
What happened to the other head?
She just did her year of civil service, so it becomes permanent now.
Oh.
She started it last year when Doreen Gans retired.
Oh, okay.
We have a permanent position for custodian, Robin Clark. Bus dispatcher, permanent appointment, Sarah Faith. Here's the district vote and elections, so we have election inspectors, some poll workers. Our sports coaches, and Alexis made a little note, this makes all of our spring coaching positions filled, which is awesome. Then we have the extracurricular advisors, lifeguards, and substitutes. Oh, that's quite a list of substitutes, that's great. Okay, Anyone have any questions on any of that? All in favor? Thanks. All right, anybody for a second public forum? Okay. So, before we go into the second executive session, I wanted to do additional items. There's a thank you card that we had received from, well, I'll read it. It says, "I loved your thoughtful social workers week daffodils. What a beautiful gift. Thank you for making me so appreciated, especially as I am still relatively new to Taconic Hills. It really means a lot. Warmly, Kelly Sandbrook." So you're the daffodil girl, so. So thank you for doing that on our behalf. So that was like this. Okay, that's all I have for additional items. So we're going to make a motion to go into our second executive session. I need a motion, please. Heidi, second, Alicia. Okay, and we're going to leave again. Going again. Oh, we can?
Can I get your picture up first?
Okay.
Kevin, you were right.